Capital Mumbai for the latest news from there. It's over to Mumbai.
Air India dismisses 58 employees, 26 others suspended, 2 major trade unions de-recognized by the management. And Buddha Purnima celebrated across Maharashtra with traditional and spiritual fervor. Thank you, Priyanka. Hi, good evening and welcome to Mumbai. Now the news in detail. First, the good news. Air India's international flight schedule is back to normal. Domestic traffic is also back to normal with the backlog slowly clearing. Several flights were cancelled early on Thursday due to the backlog from the 2 days of strike by some sections of Air India employees on Tuesday and Wednesday. Hours after crushing the strike, which cost the airline about 12.5 crore rupees, the airline management also de-recognized 2 major trade unions and sealed their offices across the country. The erstwhile Indian Airlines Union Air Corporation Employees Union and the All India Aircraft Engineers Association have been de-recognized by the management of the National Aviation Company of India Limited, and their offices have also been sealed. Though the Mumbai High Court declined to pass any order on Nestle's suit for an injunction against the ACEU and All India Aircraft Engineers Association, which spearheaded the strike, the Delhi High Court directed the unions not to continue with the strike and also not to go on strike afresh from May 31st in terms of the May 14th notice.
हम कोर्ट पे भी जा सकता है, ये तो अप्रोप्रिएट नहीं है क्योंकि एसोसिएशन ऑफिसर्स का मैनेजमेंट का जिम्मेदारी होता है तो प्रोवाइड करने के लिए। तो अभी वो सील किया है, हमारा पूरा मटेरियल अंदर है, हमारा डॉक्यूमेंट्स अंदर है, हमारा इक्विपमेंट अंदर है, वो सील किया है। वो अभी देखना पड़ेगा हाउ वेदर ये लीगल है कि नहीं। दूसरी यूनियंस मॉरल सपोर्ट अभी है और सपोर्ट होगा। हम ये समझ रहा है वो डेफिनेटली सपोर्ट होगा क्योंकि आज हमारा खिलाफ हुआ, कल बाकी सब यूनियन का खिलाफ हो सकता है।
Buddha Purnima, which falls on a full moon night in the month of Vaishakha, either in April or May, commemorates the birth anniversary of Lord Buddha. It was celebrated with traditional and spiritual fervor amid religious ceremonies. Take a look.
Today, the birth anniversary of Lord Buddha was celebrated by Buddhists across the world as the Buddha Purnima with great enthusiasm. It was celebrated across the Maharashtra. In Jalgaon district, various programs were carried out. Just outside the Jalgaon station, procession was carried out amidst many Buddha followers. Meanwhile, in Nagpur district, Diksha Bhumi area was crowded with Buddha followers forming serpentine queue to take Buddha's blessings. Various programs were organized and Buddha followers celebrated Buddha Jayanti. As Buddha Purnima falls on the full moon day, this day holds special significance of Lord Buddha as all 3 main events of his life took place on the same day. The message of Lord Buddha inspires to follow the path of truth, peace and compassion and serve humanity to affirm our faith in the eternal values of non-violence and universal brotherhood. If we go by the statistics, total 500 million people across the globe believe in Buddhism. Most of the Buddhists live in Asian countries, namely India, Nepal, China, Bhutan, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Japan and Korea. It is also pertinent that Buddha achieved enlightenment and nirvana on the same day. Thus, Buddha Purnima also marks the death anniversary. Overall, Buddha Jayanti was celebrated with great fervor and enthusiasm. Bureau Report, DD News, Mumbai.
With several terrorist attacks against business and residents in India's major cities, corporate, defence, continuity and staff safety issues have become a top priorities. There is still a lot left to be desired in our responses and how to make our cities and citizens more secure. So to make people aware about its security, Watch India, in association with Indian Eye Security and SCARN, organized a conference with Indian and international experts along with the local officials to deliberate on how our cities can prepare to prevent the acts of terror from across our borders and from their proxies within. The conference aimed at reinforcing that in this battle without frontiers, everyone must take responsibility for security from the state and to the citizen to make our cities more secure and resilient to acts of terror.
To add to the government's efforts and resources and buttress government efforts in combating the scourge of terrorism.
Mumbai, the city of dreams, is being fast gripped by the increasing addiction of smoking and has seen an upward trend both among men and women. In such troubled times, the Act India has organized a smoke-free campaign for Mumbai, which aims at educating the citizens about the ill effects of smoking and thus reduce the number of both active and passive smokers in the city.
India is the second largest producer and consumer of tobacco in the world. Tobacco causes 1 in 10 adult death worldwide, that is approximately 5 million people a year. If this trend continues, the annual death toll will rise by 2030. Contrary to popular belief, second-hand smoking is as dangerous as first-hand smoking. With an aim to combat this rising threat to the most powerful resources India has, that is population, the Action Council Against Tobacco has launched a smoke-free Mumbai campaign along with many other organizations whose key role is to ensure compliance with the existing national law, monitor violations, and mobilize support from stakeholders, policymakers and civil society. Research shows that there is an increased use of tobacco among people which leads to respiratory disorders, voice loss and cancers.
Many of the employees whom we interviewed, they had we took their medical history and they had a lot of respiratory complaints. And one of the specific complaints that we observed was hoarseness of voice. And there was specific reason for this particular complaint. One is that they continuously speak, so that's a voice-based job, and plus smoking, which was affecting that so badly.